What's up, guys? Invader1 here and back again, this time with the Shadow Infiltrator. Now, some of you guys have been asking me to do a Shadow Infiltrator gameplay, and especially for Platinum, because a lot of you guys know the melee build for the Shadow. For those of you who do not know the melee build, I will create another video for it, and I will play it on Gold. And the reason I say that is because that build does not really work well on Platinum. I'm just going to be honest with you, it's very hard to rock platinum just doing a lot of melees. Just any kind of melee build is always a little bit more difficult. Melee builds do work on platinum. It's just for her, it's not the greatest build for it. So what I'm doing, guys, I'm going to show you guys how I use the shadow, and a few of my buddies use the shadow this way on platinum. Now this build also works on gold, and I will give you some recommendations as to how to use her. And well, let's talk through it now. The way I am using her is pretty much as a sniper. She is an infiltrator, but she is a shadow sniper. That's the way I'm using her. And for tactical cloak, let's go into it, and then I'll give you guys some more recommendations on the gameplay on how to play with her and how to use her. And you'll see it in the gameplay. Now, for rank 4, if you're using a melee build, normally you go for duration, but this is a sniper build. So what you're going to want to do is go, kind of typical, go for damage in rank 4. Like that, you get a 80% damage bonus. If you look at the bar in the bottom, the total is 80%. And then rank 5, you're going to want to go for recharge speed. It's pretty fast too, 4.26 seconds. And rank 6, pretty obvious, sniper damage, because you are going to be using a sniper rifle. Electric Slash, not even using it. In the beginning, when she first came out, a lot of people were using Electric Slash and just spamming it and playing like that. And that is okay. That is okay. That's the way you like to play. That's a cool power. Just for this kind of build, I don't recommend it. I recommend to actually keep Shadow Strike. So let's go into Shadow Strike. And I'll talk about how you want to use Shadow Strike on Platinum. On Gold, it's pretty obvious. You can pretty much Shadow Strike everything, except the boss enemies. But on rank 4, now, there's a few things that I recommend here. Now, I took damage protection, but I do recommend damage, because if you want to take out, you'll notice in the gameplay, like I have to do 2 Shadow Strike to actually take down a Phantom. But that's, again, that's platinum. This is platinum, and then the phantoms have more health and shields and all that. But still, I do recommend damage. I'm using damage protection here only because I want to survive a little bit more, because she's got like very low health and shields. But what I do recommend is to go for damage on rank 4. Then on rank 5, always go for electric damage, so you have some damage over time, which is really good. You see on this gameplay how just enemies drop after a little bit. And on rank 6, I recommend shield drain. Like that, you can restore your shields as soon as you do a shadow strike. So if you go for damage on rank 4, then you don't have to go for damage on rank 6, and you could just go for shield drain. This way you'll restore your shields whenever you need it. And you'll see that in the gameplay too. Like sometimes I'll find a marauder and I'm like, oh, I need to get I need to get my shields back up, and I'll go right ahead and take out and just shadow strike a marauder to get my shields back up, and then I just immediately snipe them or do my sword melee on them. Now for rank 4, normally for snipers I go for weapon damage, but for her, because she does have shadow strike, you do want to make it effective. Go for damage and capacity, so your power on the shadow strike is good. And also the same thing in rank 5, go for power damage. You do want your shadow strike, guys. That's what she's about, shadow strike. Her name is Shadow. So and shadow strike is decent power. It's a little buggy sometimes, but it's still pretty good. Rank 6, I went for weapon weight, guys, but you can definitely go for weapon damage here. She's a sniper. You're gonna be using a sniper rifle with her, so you might as well go for the weapon damage. I had it here, weapon weight. I just didn't want to use my reset card just yet. Sword mastery, guys. Rank 4, I'm actually going for durability. Same thing with rank 5, shield recharge and speed. And rank 6, I actually recommend armor damage instead of shield damage. I mean, it really, in all honesty, this is your preference. This is your preference, because the melee, the sword mastery, I'm really using it after I shadow strike an enemy. But mostly my style with her is to shadow strike, then shoot the enemy, or shadow strike and do the melee. So you're better off with something like armor damage instead of shield damage. But this is personal preference. Now let's talk about the weapon. Since we are using her as a sniper, what I'm doing is I'm using the Black Widow, the Black Widow, which is really good, has 5 shots. And the sniper rifle high velocity barrel, guys, this is really great because you could do, increases your damage, and at the same time it has armor piercing, as you can see, 1.10 meter thick objects. Now, I also recommend the sniper rifle thermal scope, guys, because it does really well in enhancing your visibility. You can view enemies through smoke and all. So I definitely recommend it. I mean, it's always good to have extra ammo and all that. That's great. The sniper rifle thermal spare clip, but I recommend the scope, guys. These two stacked on top of each other work very well. You have great visibility and accuracy, and at the same time you have increased weapon damage, and at the same time some armor piercing capabilities. For the equipment, guys, what I recommend is to use the operative package because it'll give you some tech damage, which is your shadow strike. It'll also give you some sniper rifle damage. If you can look at it, it has, let's look at it real quick. It gives you plus 12%, and then tech damage plus 12%. The sniper rifle rail lamp, obviously, and I recommend warp rounds, guys, or phasics. Phasics will allow you to shoot through the shield gate, so you'll be able to take down enemies pretty quickly, and then their shields don't come back up. But if you want to be just really powerful, like have a lot of damage, just go for warp rounds. As you can see, I only have I'm in the gameplay I'm actually using warp rounds 4, but at this moment I only have warp rounds 3. But the warp rounds 4 give you a plus 60% damage. Here's only 35%, but warp rounds 4 is absolutely amazing. It just really gives you an amazing amount of damage. I'm using the power amplifier module, guys, because it does work with Shadow Strike. I only have level 1s, and that's what I used in the gameplay, but I recommend a higher power amplifier module. This way your Shadow Strike is much more powerful. Alright, guys, so that's what I recommend, and let's go on to the gameplay. Now, guys, one thing that I do enjoy about showing you guys this gameplay is that, the Shadow, so many people have kind of like their mind set on how to play this character. There's always oh, you have to play her this way, or you have to play her shadow strike and everything, or you have to just spam electric slash and all that. And when you see something like this, kind of like somebody using her with a sniper rifle and shadow striking only specific enemies, it's like, whoa, wait a second, like what are you doing here? You notice in the beginning, guys, I do shadow strike. I do use it quite a bit. I almost get messed up there by a turret, but I use it on specific enemies. I use it on lower tier enemies, kind of like the Marauders. I use it on I'll use it on husks if I need to. I mean, just for the heck of it. But really, what I like to use it on enemies that are shielded targets, like for example Phantoms, Marauders, all the Geth troopers, Geth hunters especially. I just love it when they reveal themselves briefly for a moment and then use Shadow Strike on them. That's just it's so satisfying. But this is the way to play her, guys. And as a matter of fact, you could be quite successful playing her this way on Platinum as a sniper build, and you can use you can use the Black Widow and the Widow. If you don't have the Black Widow, you can use the Widow. You could even use, let's say you're just getting into the game, you could even use sniper rifles like the Mantis, guys. Don't fall asleep on the Mantis, guys. It's still a really good sniper rifle, even for being the base sniper rifle. And I'm glad that BioWare made that so, because even though it's a base weapon, it's still really decent. It does some really decent damage. So that's that on that. And I really like using this character as well, actually I have to say something there. You guys saw that I had no shields. I was almost dying, and these are the kind of characters and situations that I use Shadow Strike in. I had no shields, no health, but the moment that that engineer showed up, it was my opportunity. I drained his shields and made them mine. So those are the kind of situations you want to use Shadow Strike on Platinum. You're not going to be Shadow Striking a lot with her. You could, some people could argue that, well, then use Electric Slash more, but I prefer, in all honesty, instead of spamming Electric Slash on Platinum and staying behind a wall, I'd rather play outside and and actually snipe enemies and look at them and that kind of thing. I'd really rather not have to be behind a wall spamming Electric Slash. And even then, at the same time, that's not the way you should be playing Electric Slash anyways, because it'll really, you could snipe behind, you could use spam it, I'm sorry, I'm losing my words. You could spam it behind a wall, but I mean, if you do that the entire game, you're going to be extremely extremely bored. So what I recommend, especially if you're rocking platinum or even on gold, guys, you should definitely try this out on gold. Use her as a sniper. On gold, the difference between platinum and gold is that you know, obviously on platinum you have tons of boss enemies, and you don't shadow strike a lot. You shadow strike, you know, all of the lower tier enemies, the shielded targets and all, kind of like the way I'm doing here. But on gold you'll be able to actually shadow strike quite a lot more because there are a lot of lower tier enemies and the boss enemies are less. So try out this build on gold, guys. It actually does work, using her as a sniper instead of a melee build, and you will see what I'm talking about, guys. You'll be able to get a lot of kills. First of all, you can also do a lot of reload canceling with the tactical cloak. That's for console players. You know, for if you're using the Xbox or the PS3, you could tap on the cloak to do reload. As you see that I'm doing here, I'm reload canceling. And in situations for like the PC, you guys already know how to do it. Either the metal gel key or the famous space bar. You know, depending on which character. But for the characters that are infiltrators, it's just easier to use the tactical cloak reload cancel animation. So if you don't know how to reload cancel, guys, again, look at my noob guide on how to reload cancel, and that should definitely explain it. And I show you some tips on that. So I reload cancel with this weapon, and here I messed up with this weapon with the tactical cloak. So what that means is that the moment that I am ready to when my reload animation is happening, I'll tap on the tactical cloak. Even if it's not back up, it'll cancel it. So that's that. Now, for the Shadow, guys, she is very weak, and this is why you see why I picked, you know, you already saw a little bit of an example of why I picked shield drain on her, because when I have shield drain, then I can save myself some trouble because she is just so weak. So if you get in a situation where she just you get your shields dropped, or you know, the enemy is just on top of you, you can actually just use shadow strike to your benefit. Now the other good thing about shadow striking on platinum is that, well, number one, you're sniping, right? So you can see the targets from far. Number two, when you need to get to the other side of the map, well, there you go, you got your shadow strike. The only thing is that if you will see here on this gameplay, I actually make about 2 mistakes, that I actually shadow strike into a group of enemies, and that was just a big mistake, big no-no, and I had to, you know, waste a gel because I just shadow strike into a group of like 3 phantoms and 2 dragoons, and they just kind of slapped me silly. They kind of show me the ways of my errors, the error of my ways, you know, pretty much. So don't do that. Don't do what I did. But you know, I actually like using this character as a sniper, guys. I really, really do. I like the Black Widow. I like the Widow. I like the snipers, and she does very well with it, guys. And for those of you who do not know, it doesn't matter what weight you have. The recharge speed on your tactical cloak will not change. It will stay that way. So, and just a little newbie thing to tell you guys, but most of you guys know that. But anyways, yeah, this is the way I use her, guys. Snipe, snipe, snipe. When you need shields, go right ahead and do your shadow strike on a shielded target. Make sure it's a shielded target, and those are, you know, characters like the Marauders and the Phantoms. And don't try to shadow strike a Banshee. First of all, it won't work. Second of all, well, you pretty much a character will stay there standing, trying to do something. Now, guys, if you see what's going on here, you see how much damage I am dealing with this sniper rifle. This is kind of why I actually recommend this kind of build. Number one, she is an infiltrator, so you do get the bonuses of tactical cloak. You can put a heavy sniper rifle on her. But second of all, you can get from one side of the map to the other with Shadow Strike, and Shadow Strike gives you so much advantage of placement. So by using her this way, guys, you can get to other sides of the map, which is kind of obvious, you know, and at the same time you could kill enemies from far. So you're not limited to kind of like the melee build, where on the melee build, depending on what weapon you have on her, you're going to be, you know, you're going to be a little upset because you're going from one side of the map to the other, you're doing heavy melees and all that. But for enemies like, you know, banshees and atlases, you can't really shadow strike, so you're gonna be stuck having to depend on your teammates to kind of take them out, or your teammates will take them out, quicker than you can. And that is totally fine, guys. I'm all about teamwork and all that. But I know a lot of you guys, want to have a build that'll be extremely powerful, and then you can take out enemies as quickly as possible. And some of you guys like to be a little elitist, so I just putting it out there. You guys want to get all of the top scores and all that. So a build like this will definitely get you top scores. I mean, she's an infiltrator, number one. You're using the Black Widow. Number two, you have Shadow Strike, which will take you from one side of the map to the other. You're draining shields. You're still doing damage over time, and look at that. Then you could do a nasty little sword melee on the enemy just to finish them off. As you see here. Now, the way I am handling it, though, I do Shadow Strike and then I shoot. That's only because I already have that pretty much down packed. You guys, well, except here, I got killed by a swarmer. But pretty much that's the way I handle it. If you notice that I'm doing Shadow Strike and then I quick scope in and I shoot the enemy, and that's it, they're done. If that is a little difficult for you, then what I recommend is to go right ahead and do a melee. Do a regular melee like I'm doing here. I kind of missed the target, but you get the point, guys. Do a Shadow Strike and do your melee if you can't handle the Shadow Strike and the shoot. What I like about Shadow Strike and shooting is that Shadow Strike will stagger the enemy. They get a little staggered, and they can't, it gives you a brief moment to kind of focus and do a quick scope, a quick zoom, and you can go right ahead and take them out. Now, you see here, guys, there's a whole group of enemies that could Shadow Strike at any point in time to any one of those. But you have to play smart, guys, especially in Platinum. At this situation and this moment, I said, well, there's a lot of enemies there. If I, maybe bring it down to like 2 or 3 or maybe 1, then I can go right ahead and Shadow Strike and take them out. But in a situation like this, if you're trying to understand, well, Invader, how can I use a Shadow? Here we go. Then I use my Shadow Strike on one target. How can you use a Shadow on Platinum? Well, this is the way to use it, guys. This is the way to use her. She's actually really good. She does a lot of damage, and she's very stealthy, guys. And the other thing is, guys, that her dodge, pretty much her cartwheel. She's like a little, ballerina. I don't know. She does gymnastics or something, but her cartwheel is actually really good. I don't know the damage reduction, if any, that you get with that dodge. I really do not know. But at the same time, it's pretty decent. You could actually get away from quite a bit of, quite a few issues. Now, if you're really good with sniping, you're actually gonna like this build, because if you notice, I've actually sniped out Phantoms, and I gotta be honest with you guys, after doing a Shadow Strike, it's really cool to kill a Phantom with Shadow Strikes, but then at the same time, if you Shadow Strike a Phantom and then just quick scope her in the face and just take her down, it's just so much more satisfying. But yeah, that's just a quick tip there, guys. Now, I want to talk about something, guys. You guys know that I did a 1 million credits Christmas point challenge. I just posted the winners for Xbox and PS3. For the PC, guys, I've gotten quite a few requests that even though you guys feel that I said I suck on PC, that you guys will help me out. What I'm gonna do is I am speaking to a few of my buddies who are PC players, because we know each other. A lot of the top guys know each other. We're either on the forums or we've communicated, and we know about each other. And when I've played on the PC, some of the guys have actually helped me out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out some time and then come back to it. Come back to actually see if I can actually do like a PC, help somebody get 1 million credits, and just have fun and see what I can do there. So I am gonna do my best to get a PC thing going, and for you PC players, don't feel left out or anything like that. I will definitely take out some time to play. You guys will probably just own me hard, but whatever, it is what it is. We'll have fun. Maybe we'll record some of it. So I just wanted to mention that, guys, because I got quite a few messages on from the PC players, and I have nothing but respect for you guys. I'm not that great on PC, so pretty much that's all I have to say about that. And that video will be coming out soon. That's for the the Volus Vanguard, and I have a few builds for the Volus Vanguard, guys. I already kind of figured out the character. I just been wanting to finish off this this contest thing to help somebody out, just for fun. And I will bring out that video. I'm almost tempted to even do a platinum solo with the character because he's actually really good. I thought that the character with his biotic charge and everything, he'd be kind of weak, but he actually synergizes quite well. So I might actually even do a platinum solo with him. I don't know, because I already have quite a few challenges, guys. I have a few more platinum solos coming up. If you guys didn't know, I have a few challenges. One, a challenge that I posed to a buddy of mine. He already finished his portion. I'm going to do mine. So I got a platinum solo coming for that. Then I have 2 other platinum solo challenges that I got, and I'm gonna do them. You guys know I have no problem doing platinum solos, and no issues doing that. But I do want to get a few more under my belt just for fun, and we'll see what happens. So, anyways, guys, back to the Shadow. The other build with Electric Slash, guys. I did get to see somebody who I know from the forums who did a platinum solo with the character, and they use the Electric Slash quite a bit to do tech bursts or to set off fire explosions. They would use incendiary ammo and then just detonate with Electric Slash, and that's all good and all, and it does work for platinum, but I think, in all honesty, I think a build like this would actually work a little better for you guys. But I will test it out and see if maybe I could do maybe 2 more alternate builds. And I am doing builds for more characters, guys. 'Cause I'm not done with the list. I have not done all the characters yet. I still have quite a few Sentinels to do, a few of the other Adepts, and the Vanguards. So the Vanguards, I have not done the videos on the Vanguards, and I would like to get them done. I just got a request for the Drill Vanguard, and I have no problem doing a build for that guy. As a matter of fact, I was playing the Drill Vanguard before I took this vacation. That's why you guys by the way, the reason you guys didn't see any videos for a week is because I took a vacation, and here, this was my mistake. Yep, don't do that, guys. Don't go into the enemy. That was a mistake. I shadow striked into a group of enemies. But anyways, I did take a vacation and took some time off, with the family and all. So that's why you didn't see a few videos or anything like that. But I did take out time to, I actually just started playing yesterday again and warming myself up, getting myself back into the game, which it's been pretty cool. I really enjoy Mass Effect. But anyways, I will try to get a few of the videos done because I did get a few requests. Like, for example, like I was saying before, the Drill Vanguard. I had actually played a few weeks ago the Drill Vanguard, and a buddy of mine, he was like so shocked that you could use him, the way I was using him, and you could use him the way I was using him and the build I was using him on Platinum. And he's very powerful. He's extremely powerful. The other thing is that characters like the Drills, they're a little squishy, so you have to learn how to use them. You have to, play with finesse. And the same thing with this character too, the Shadow, because you have to play her with finesse. Don't do like I did on those 2 occasions where I shadow striked into a group of enemies. You have to, you really have to pay attention as to when you should shadow strike and do it, efficiently, do it right, do it at the right time. Like that, you're not just shadow striking everything and anything just because you can. And that also, by the way, guys, that also makes you a more efficient gamer because you're playing smart instead of just playing greedy. Because that happens sometimes. You'll see a kill and you're like, oh man, I want to take this kill out. I want to shadow strike this and take him out. But you kind of have to just play a little smarter. Just take your time with it, pace your shots. You'll be doing a lot better if you're alive and you can survive instead of trying to shadow strike everything that you can and then not survive. So yeah, this is my point on that. And as you can see, guys, you see the way I'm doing it: shadow striking, snipe, or if you prefer melee, shadow strike and melee. You can do that. For Phantoms, you have to shadow strike twice with this build, unless you're using like a power amplifier module 3 or 4. Even then, I think you have to do it twice. But the power amplifier modules are really good for increasing her damage. So that's that. Now, guys, I do have quite a few more videos coming up. Not just with the Shadow, because I do have alternate builds with her. I also have the Drill Assassin, which I want to do a recap. That's a different. This is a different build that I want to showcase to you guys. Two different builds. One is a quicker build that it's just lower tier guns and weapons that you can actually run the map pretty quickly. Another one is a sniper build with him, which is really, really good. And I already showed you guys pretty much the shotgun drill infiltrator. And the other day, before I took off for vacation, it was really interesting when I play my pug matches. For those of you guys who do not know, I actually do play throughout the week, at least 1 to 2, sometimes 2, even 3 days that I'll play random pugs. And I don't get me wrong, I don't have a shortage list of people to play with, but I'll do that. I'll play with pugs here and there just to feel everything out, and just to, I don't know, I guess just to have random games with people that I don't know, not even use a microphone, and just kind of test myself as to how I would be able to handle a game, without much communication at all. And I constantly do that because whatever, most of the time I'm playing with people that I know, so I'll do my random pug matches, and you'll find some people that have a mic and some people don't. Now, what's interesting is that lately I've actually noticed some of my builds out there, and the other time with the Drell Infiltrator, it was actually really cool. I went into a pug match, and then I saw this one guy who had, pretty much the exact same build. He had the Claymore, he was using the character, the same spec, everything. We started playing after a while, and I was in my private chat, and I was telling the guys, man, that guy's playing it exactly the way I would play it. So, and then after like towards the end of the game, I'm like, man, I'm gonna send a message to this guy. So I sent a message to the guy. I'm like, well, nice build you got there. And he just sent me a quick message. He's like, yeah, I love your videos, man. So it was actually pretty cool to see that kind of thing going on, because it's his I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's still pretty new to me that people actually recognize me on these lobbies when I play, and and I'll have fun. Gold is little easier for me. That's why I don't play it a lot, because and that's not being elitist, guys, or anything like that. It's just being honest. Gold is a lot of fun. It is definitely a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. It's just a little easy for me. So and at the same time, I figured, hey, if I'm gonna play something, I just play platinum, and I even warm up in platinum. For this gameplay, when this was actually the first game today, and it was straight up on platinum. Usually when we warm up, we just warm up right away in platinum, just to I don't know, just to get going. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, guys, I will be playing with a lot more subs very, very soon. Not just for the 1 million credit challenge, but I do want to switch it up a little bit and bring different people along, just to kind of change it up a little bit. And I have been doing that. Just last night when I first started playing, I had another buddy of mine who I just recently met, and another British guy. I'm not gonna say who it is, or English guy. I'm sorry. That's supposed to not call him British. But anyways, I was just playing and hanging around with a lot of new players. So I will be doing that too, guys. So, anyways, Shadow Infiltrator, she kicks ass. She definitely does it. And one thing I was almost forgetting, guys. I am taking requests for other builds. If you guys want to see some kind of builds that I have not put out there, you want to recommend something, go right ahead. Although I am still not done with the characters, like I'm still going through all the characters. I'm creating all these builds, and there are some builds that I already have. I just never did a video for them, so I am getting on that. Like, for example, again, the Drill Vanguard. So I have used the Drill Vanguard before in Platinum. You guys have seen me use them, but it's those were for challenges. I want to actually post a video where I go through the build and tell you guys what to do, and what kind of the best weapons, the best scenario, and all that. So we'll definitely we'll definitely go through that, guys, and get a few builds. But if you guys have any recommendations, any suggestions as to any new builds, well, definitely let me know. I will jump on it immediately. So, um, by the way, the first time I saw a build like this for the Shadow, it was not me, and nobody ever really told me this build, but I kind of figured it out. It was a buddy of mine who was using this character this way, and I was just thinking, man, I wonder how that build would be, but I never got to talk to him about it. But instead of using the Shadow as a melee build, to actually use her as a sniper, platinum, and I have to be honest with you guys, for me it actually works quite well. I really don't have many problems with her on platinum, except in situations in some maps where you can't quite tell if there's a group of enemies or not, and you shadow strike there, and then all of a sudden you'll get owned. So I had that in the game with like Firebase Ghost, where you have quite a few rooms that are closed in, like building 7 or building 27 or whatever, and then you're shadow striking, and you'll end up like in the middle of 3 enemies just stabbing you. And she really can't take many sword hits from a Phantom, guys. If a Phantom comes at you and just slices you with her sword, it will hurt. It will take her down. So you got to be careful with that. So, but anyways, I did see this build, or at least this kind of play style, playing the Shadow from a buddy of mine, and I have to be honest with you, I really like it. I actually prefer this kind of build over the other builds that I've seen with the Shadow. And I have tried the melee build on Gold. It works really nice. It's a lot of fun, but I just don't see it as effective almost at all on Platinum. And I have tried it, guys. The first time I tried to use the Shadow, like Shadow melee build on Platinum, it was crazy. I was getting dropped left and right. I was trying to pretty much shadow strike everything. It was just horrendous. I mean, I gotta tell you guys, I was just getting dropped all the time. Every time I shadow striked anything, I was just getting owned. So I really do prefer sniping, because again, you get some range and it works out very, very well for her. So anyways, guys, I did have a great time on my New Year's. I hope that you guys, well, my Christmas vacation and my New Year's Eve, whatever. I hope that you guys did too. I actually did a lot of partying, which is not normal for me. Not that I don't party here and there, but it's just not normal for me to. I'm not a big club guy or anything like that, but I actually did a lot of that. So I'm hoping to be able to do a lot more of that, and I don't know. Maybe I'll start dating soon and take that up. See if maybe I should. You know what, guys? I'm thinking maybe we should do like a Mass Effect little dating thing going on here. Alright, I was just kidding about that, guys, but still, I saw a post the other day on BioWare BSN talking about how video games can get you a date. I have not seen it happen yet for me, so I don't know. It really hasn't happened for me, so we'll see what's up. Not that I need it, but still. But anyways, guys, my New Year's was great. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this Sniper Shadow build, and there are more coming, and we will see. I'll definitely take any recommendations you guys have for any other characters, and I'm looking forward to I'm also looking forward to the new DLC, guys. I don't know the details of it yet. I do have a buddy of mine who gets that information, so I will probably maybe get him in a game and maybe do some dual commentary or something like that. I don't think he'll mind. And maybe we could talk about that. What's the next DLC? Because there's more DLC. For those of you guys who thought that Mass Effect was over, it's not. It's like they're working on Mass Effect 4 right now, and they also have a new multiplayer DLC coming out. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Sniper Shadow Infiltrator, Invader 1 out, and thank you guys for all your support.